Welcome back. It is Cami from the blog Tidbits at tidbits-cami.com. My friends, it is finally time to share more about the pole barn home that we are building. It took us months and months to work through getting all the permits we needed to build on undeveloped county land, and now that we have the green light to go, we are more than ready. If you're interested to hear all about it, I want to share with you what exactly is a pole barn home, why we're building a home pole barn style, the future hopes and dreams for this home, and a look at the floor plans and our incredible view. I also want to share a glimpse of our progress so far. So be sure to watch this video and visit my blog post to get all the juicy details. As we get started on this journey, I would love to hear your thoughts. How much of this journey do you want to hear about? What are you curious to see? What home building advice do you actually have for us? This is the first home we have built, and I am sure there is much left for us to learn, but I would love to share our adventures along the way, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So what is a pole barn home? That's a good question, and one I have asked my husband for years, as he felt so determined to build a home this way. From his many lessons, I've come to learn what a pole barn is, what it is not, and the possibilities for building a home pole barn style. While it may sound like we are going to live in a barn, by definition, pole barns are simply built with post beam construction, meaning that the posts are evenly spaced and buried in the ground, and the roof and all the weight of the house rests on these posts. Then a concrete floor or slab is poured directly on the ground with no basement or crawl space. Now, if you compare this to traditional home building, where strip footings are placed around the entire perimeter of the house and the house rests on these footings. There's typically a crawl space or a basement or with a wood floor, but that's not always necessary. So hopefully you understand the difference in the construction now. Okay, so why are we building a pole barn home? Pole barn homes are rising in popularity for two main reasons: to save money and time. You are able to save money because there are significant cost savings on the amount of concrete in the footings. There are no bearing walls on the interior of the home, since all the weight is on the beams, and there is considerably less lumber used to frame up the exterior. You can save time in building a home this way because there's much less time waiting for strip footings that need to be excavated, formed, and then backfilled with dirt before the house is to be built. It can take considerably more time to frame a traditional home, and there are more steps involved that can't be completed concurrently as in a pole barn home. You can actually buy pole barn kits that have everything you need for the structure, including walls, siding, roof, windows, trusses, doors, and they come with detailed instructions to put it all together. And then you can get creative framing and designing the inside. Now, while we were doing our research about buying a pole barn kit from a company, we discovered that they generally worked with your local suppliers to get you the supplies, and we kind of figured, why not just skip that middleman and go straight to the supplier ourselves. That's exactly what we decided to do, and we believe it will save us money. Since Kevin is working as the contractor for the build, he just takes the engineered plans to the supplier and orders what we need. Now, while this method will mean more work for us, we much prefer having the creative freedom to make custom decisions that we want to make when it comes to building our home. Now, we aren't limited on siding options or even the shape of the home like you might be if you bought a pole barn kit, which generally are meant for, well, pole barns or shops. We definitely hope this comes out looking more like a home than a barn. As far as money we will save in the venture versus building a traditional home, we can't say for sure. Our budgeted numbers show great hope, but as everyone has told us, things are not always what you hope they will be in building, especially in a good building market. I'm toying with the idea of sharing our numbers when all is said and done, so let me know if that's actually something you would like to hear about. Okay, I get asked a lot if we are doing everything ourselves. Now, while we will be doing a lot ourselves, we do plan on hiring out things as well, basically for the sake of time and to make sure that the things we're not very familiar with get done right. We will hire out things like electrical, plumbing, pouring the concrete slab, sheetrock. I'm really hoping to hire out painting because truth be told, we both hate painting. Kevin does have a lot of experience with framing, siding, and many other interior construction jobs, so he's sure to make himself very, very busy in the process doing what he can to save us money. And I do love his willing and hardworking heart. All right, let's talk about the hopes for this home. So we have 25 beautiful acres of land, and surely this is our forever dream home, and we're putting it in the most perfect spot. That's what you would assume, right? So is this our dream home? Well, actually, it is not. While I fully intend on making it as beautiful as possible, 2,400 square foot home is not our dream home. Truth be told, it will fit our family perfectly well for the time being, but if all goes as planned, we will be able to transition out of this home while we build our forever home on our land someday. So why two homes, you might ask? Very good question. If you've seen our video about our big dream, and I'll link to that, but then you know that we hope to use this land to bless the lives of many and maybe even some of you. We want to build a small venue next and then hopefully use this home as an Airbnb of sorts, a place for families, groups, businesses, etc. To meet where they can do training or connecting, celebrating, vacationing, or whatever. So while we are building this pole barn that is really the end goal in our mind, we will take small steps to this big dream and take as much time as needed to build it without risking our family's well-being. So it might take a while. We might be in the home for 2, 5, 10 years, I don't know, but we're just so dang excited to get up there and to live in our beautiful land in the most wonderful small town country community. Okay, let's take a look at the floor plans. Are you curious about the plans? My husband and I are floor plan junkies, so to start off, we just sketched up a bunch of our own designs and then sent it out to be engineered. It is very, very basic and simple. Nothing crazy elaborate, as we tried to maximize the space as much as possible. So Mr. Tidbits had fun at work using a 3D printer, and he actually created this 3D model of our home, and it helps me envision the spaces much better. My brain has always been trained to look at a space for what it can become rather than envisioning a space that doesn't exist. So it's been a bit of a challenge for me to design certain elements. Don't even get me started about the fog in my brain when I'm trying to imagine landscaping from virgin land. It's not exactly my expertise, but I do love a good challenge. So let's look at this model. Here you'll see we have a garage and wood shop that is detached from the home. The home has both a side and front entrance. There is an adorable wraparound porch with a secondary roof to add some dimension and charm, and then we will have 2 cupolas at the peak of the roof and maybe even a weather vane. The interior has a main area where the kitchen, dining, and living space coexist together in one space. I felt that that would be best for more intimate gathering and entertaining purposes. We've put as many large windows in this space as possible because the view is to die for. So my office and kids' study space will be just off the living room. The pantry is enormous, at least when I consider anything I've ever had. Because there is no basement or storage space outside of the garage, we felt the pantry needed to be on the large side to accommodate some amount of bulk food storage. The rest of the house is basically just one big 5-foot hallway with bedrooms and bathrooms and closets extending from that. Our goal was to get a window in every room, but we found we had to leave the laundry slash mudroom without one. So like I said, it's a very simple floor plan, but as I imagine it in my head, the details will make it very special and beautiful. So I want to show you our progress so far. Like I mentioned, just getting the permits took us months and months. So probably longer than it'll actually take to build the house, but it's so exciting for us to see some progress. So far we have crafted some kind of long road into the property, which will be smoothed out once the construction is over. We have had the land excavated and leveled. Kevin has been hard at work getting the holes for the footings dug, set in place, and the poles going up. It's not much to look at yet, but for us, it's a dream come true. In whatever spare time we manage to find, we enjoy just walking the property while dreaming and scheming. We even managed to plant a couple of apple trees, which the deer have been enjoying. Now, I hope you've enjoyed that glimpse into our plans, and I will do my best to keep you updated on the blog and my YouTube channel. Make sure you're signed up for all my email updates if you wish to be the first to know. I would greatly appreciate having you subscribe to my YouTube channel, as that is something I'm trying to grow and to be able to share on a video platform. Thank you so much for your support and being curious enough about our pole barn home to make it to the end of this video. I'd love to hear about your experiences building if you have any, so or also feel free to ask me any questions below. I hope you will come back to Tidbits for more inspiration for do-it-yourself living. Thank you for watching.